It's me. Get the jet ready.
Very good, sir.
And pack the jewelry.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and in this installment of Versus, we're comparing the Vigilantes, Batman, and Moon Knight.
One more word about Moon Knight, and our deal is off. Understood?
We'll have a look at everything from their origins to fighting style to see which of them has the edge. And while there are many interpretations of both characters, we'll be looking at the most consistent elements of their long histories for this matchup. Who would you want to have your back in a tense fight? Let us know in the comments below. Round 1. Origin.
Wallace, Joey, come on, fast.
That's fine. Just take it easy.
Batman's origin story is very well known amongst casual and hardcore fans alike. When Bruce Wayne was a child, his parents were shot in an alley within Gotham City. He spent the following years lost in deep grief and brooding. Eventually, Bruce traveled extensively and trained in multiple disciplines so he could fight crime and hopefully save others in Gotham.
What are you seeking?
I seek the means to fight injustice.
The reason he chose a bat for his superhero persona is debatable. A story in 1956 saw Bruce remembering a repressed memory of his father as the original Batman and copying the costume. However, this part of his story was later altered. It's now mainly accepted that he had a frightful experience with bats and wanted to instill the same fear in his enemies.
Why bats? Lost away?
Bats frighten me. This time my enemies shared my dread.
After growing up coming to terms with his dissociative identity disorder, Spectre eventually joined the Marines before doing mercenary work.
Lucky for you, no one knows the maze of tunnels beneath New York better than I do. They've been my base of operations for years.
And who exactly are you?
Name's Mark Spector.
While on a particular job in Sudan, he was appalled at the violent actions of his fellow mercenaries. Spectre's morals drove him to rescue the daughter of a target from death and take a stand against needless bloodshed. Unfortunately, his co-workers left him stumbling around a desert for his attempts at heroism.
And that failure broke him. Taught him a hard lesson. There's no saving anybody but yourself. Heroism and ideals are for fools.
After Spectre collapses, bystanders take him into a tomb and leave him near a statue of the moon god Khonshu. He suddenly springs to life and claims he's been chosen to fulfill a new purpose. Spectre then dubs himself Moon Knight, gets revenge against other mercenaries, and starts a new life of crime fighting.
If you could lose someone like that and keep fighting, then so can I.
While Batman's story is memorable, we think Moon Knight's origins are a little more interesting. His complex moral dilemma and the ambiguous nature of his revival are extremely intriguing. And to top it all off, the reason he chose a moon as a symbol is integrated into his main origin story a bit better than Bruce's connection to bats. Winner: Moon Knight. Round 2. Sidekicks and Allies.
So Batman's got family too. Cute.
The Dark Knight doesn't typically have to work alone. He had one of the first superhero sidekicks to be introduced in comics when he brought Dick Grayson, aka Robin, into the fold. While Batman saw a reflection of himself in his young and orphaned acrobat partner, allies like the very trusted Alfred Pennyworth watched over him.
His parents were all the family that boy had.
That's why I've decided to take him in, as a foster son, if he'll have me. I was lucky enough to have you to guide me through those dark days, Alfred.
The Dark Knight also connected with his police force ally Commissioner James Gordon outside of the Batcave. Eventually, the lawman's daughter Barbara would also join Batman's crusade against crime. These 4 allies to Wayne were only just the beginning. Every year, the Bat family appears to grow even bigger.
Another one? I'll explain later.
Much like Batman, Moon Knight has a range of allies as well.
It's gonna take more than us to hold them off.
Then it's a good thing I didn't come alone.
But he doesn't exactly have a young ward standing at his side. Spectre's old friend Jean-Paul Frenchy Duchamp serves as a literal wingman. This ally gracefully pilots the Mooncopter to help provide rides to missions and hasty retreats. Outside of dangerous missions, Spectre's love interest Marlene has been a steady presence in his life. He's also been known to get information from an NYC diner owner named Gina Landers and local resident Bertrand Crawley. Occasionally, Moon Knight will also hallucinate allies to help him in tough spots. The lunar-themed vigilante definitely doesn't have to fight evil alone.
Without you two, this world would be lost.
We didn't do it alone.
Although both contenders have a number of allies on both sides, Batman's crew is definitely more stacked. The wide amount of skills and talents the Dark Knight's friends bring to the table definitely put him ahead this round. Winner, Batman. Round 3, Civilian Ego. Batman's civilian identity is pretty well known around Gotham and in the comics world.
And just when you're wondering where to register the China, he forgets your phone number. That's Bruce Wayne's style. Bruce?
Most people see him as the suave, aloof, and charitable billionaire CEO of Wayne Enterprises. But his careless persona is nothing more than another mask he wears. Underneath Bruce's exciting public personality, he's consistently obsessive and withdrawn. He rarely lets outsiders get too close to him because he's so focused on his mission.
Can we make it work this time?
I want to say yes, but you know it's going to come down between me and your father.
However, every time Bruce makes genuine connections with people, he becomes a little more comfortable being himself. The protector of Gotham still manages to find times where he's content being Bruce.
I always felt like I'd thrown you a curveball, like you never knew what to do with me because I wasn't in the plan.
You are now. I'm changing the plan.
As we mentioned before, Mark's dissociative personality disorder has led to him developing several alternate identities.
Oh my God, you're alive. What's wrong with you, Mark?
Why did you call me Mark?
He is originally Mark Spector, mercenary and accomplished military man, but he's also an NYC cab driver named Jake Lockley. And did we mention he also has an identity as a billionaire playboy named Stephen Grant?
We'll catch you on. You're bloody useless, Stevie.
Stephen.
Spector has been known to alternate between these personalities and more when he isn't fighting crime. By maintaining multiple lives, he's able to get information and access to different people. We never know who to expect when Moon Knight steps out of his costume. It's definitely interesting to see Bruce Wayne struggle to be a normal person outside of the Batcave. But Moon Knight's variety of identities help keep his stories fresh and surprising in every story. Plus, his Stephen Grant identity has a swimming pool that leads from the outside of his mansion directly into his bedroom. Batman doesn't have that. Winner, Moon Knight. Round 4, Villains.
Strike your colors, Penguin! Oh, we have not yet begun to fight! Attack!
It can be hard to keep track of all of Batman's rogues. He's dealt with villains like Joker, Riddler, and Penguin, and more since the 1960s. One of the most interesting things about Batman's villains is that they're often reflections of the Caped Crusader's own psyche. Pieces of the Dark Knight's personality are mirrored and personified as foes for him to fight.
That's how far the world is from where I am. Just one bad day. You had a bad day once, am I right? Oh, I know I am.
For example, the Joker's chaotic nature speaks to Batman's desire for order. Catwoman's compulsive need to steal to fill a void speaks to how his vigilante career is used to handle his loneliness.
You could do anything you wanted. I assumed you did it because you couldn't stop
And if you can't control your actions, you're not quite sane.
whole.
As you look around his rogues gallery, you're bound to discover new sides of Batman's personality. And it's also incredibly fun to watch the Dark Knight take them down. Moon Knight has his own menagerie of villains to deal with.
I will not allow this Spider-Face villain to stand in your way. I
The Moon's Knight of Vengeance must carry out your luminous will.
They may range from the positively supernatural to the shockingly human. When he was starting out, he was hired to take out Werewolf by Night. Fortunately, Moon Knight decided not to go through with it. The lunar vigilante had a lot less luck with his fellow mercenary Bushman. They've kept their rivalry alive for years and clashed numerous times in a range of deadly battles. Spectre has also managed to get on Arthur Harrow's bad side.
That must be very difficult. The voice in your head.
While the character is different depending on the incarnation, this villain's dangerous mind usually spells trouble for the lunar vigilante. Harrow is just one of the many eccentric bad guys Moon Knight has to deal with.
There's chaos in you.
We've seen Moon Knight go against some really unique opponents, but it's hard to deny the impact and complex layers of Batman's rogues. Thanks to fantastic writing, the Dark Knight is basically fighting against his own psychological demons every time he goes on patrol. Winner, Batman.
I don't know what it was that bent your life out of shape, but maybe I've been there too. Maybe we could work together. I could rehabilitate you.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Round 5. Fighting style and abilities.
Here's your money. Come get it.
Since Batman doesn't have any superpowers, he must therefore rely on his own physical ability and tech savvy to fight crime. He trained extensively in martial arts and weaponry with a variety of masters worldwide. Batman backs up those skills with a fortified costume and a variety of gadgets and batarangs that he may need in a fight. His suit, often made of layers of Kevlar, is designed so that targets aim for the safest part of the Bat costume on the chest.
Might I suggest this one? The headpiece has a bit more padding.
This clever trick is one of the many mental mind games Batman can play to throw his enemies off balance during battle.
I'm betting even now you can feel it. All that strength and genius slipping away just when you need it most.
No, no!
The combination of his martial arts experience and gadgets for virtually every scenario make him incredibly hard to beat. It's a little harder to determine if Moon Knight has special abilities or not.
I know a girl who can speak to squirrels, but your moon power? It's one of the most preposterous things I've ever heard. How does that work?
He either has some sort of power granted to him by the moon god Khonshu, or he just thinks he does. But whether or not he has powers, he has enough human strength and the arsenal to back up his endeavors.
Yes. Run, foul Nightspawn. All bend to the might of the moon who powers the very tides of the sea.
Moon Knight's suit is often made out of one of the strongest metals in the Marvel Universe. He's also equipped with a truncheon, crescent moon projectiles, and cape. The costume accessory is both aesthetically symbolic and can help him glide. Thanks to his military experience and signature weapons, he's ready for most opponents.
Thanks, Moon Knight.
I am only doing the moon's will.
Of course you are.
Both contenders have plenty of fighting experience, a great arsenal of weapons, and fantastic suits. But in the end, we think Batman would come out on top. Even if Moon Knight has superpowers, the Dark Knights fought and even beaten vastly more powerful beings many times. And his ability to play mind games would likely give him the edge over Moon Knight in a crucial moment. Winner, Batman. And the winner is Batman by a narrow 3-2.
What the hell are you?
I'm Batman. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.